Hi, my name is Bria Campbell, and I will be discussing the safety, legal, and ethical uses of digital technology and information in this era. These days, internet sites and any information that can be found are so easy to access. We have so many devices that can be used. We have computers, we have cell phones, we have iPads, we have everything that you could possibly imagine. And so when you are using it, there are some rules and safety guidelines that you can follow in order to not let things happen to you. Um, Safety is considered a large concern for these internet users. Personal privacy can be invaded, or different types of harassment could take place, or scamming, or sexual predators are easily to be able to find you. There's just so much information that can be withheld on the internet. So there's 10 basic rules that can help you keep yourself safe and help you stay out of trouble for anyone else. They are called netiquette, and I'll go by one to explain each of them. The first one is remember the human. At all times, you need to remember that there is someone else on the other side of this computer reading what you say. So double checking what you're writing, or even just being aware that people are reading it can help you in the long run. You don't want to come off as being rude or inconsiderate or not knowledgeable. You have to know what you're talking about, and you have to portray it in a kind way for people to even want to understand you. The second one is to adhere to the same standards of behavior online that you would in real life. Most people in this world are law-abiding citizens. They want to live under these rules that we have. And so we also have those for the internet. You can't be scamming, you can't be ripping people off, you can't be doing illegal things on the internet either, because even though it is on the internet, you will get caught. And so just don't do anything illegal over the internet, and that'll help you in the long run a lot. The third one is know where you are in cyberspace. Before you interact with a website or interact with a blog, you need to know where you're at and need to know what these people talk about or what is included in this website before you decide to put your interest in. It'll make you look more knowledgeable on the subject and not make you look so hypocritical about what is going on. The fourth one is respect your people's time and bandwidth. Don't send an email out that doesn't need to be sent, because that person could just get mad that you even wasted their time. Because a lot of people are busy. A lot of people are busy from day to night, or when they go home, they want to leave work at home. So if they get emails that are just going to waste their time, or if they get information or calls or anything like that, they want them to be able to be knowledgeable to them. So if you send out a message that could be directed towards one person, but instead you tagged 10 people in that email, they're reading something that they don't need to read. And so it really is a waste of their time. The fifth one is to make yourself look good. In the future, it is crucial to employers that they are going to look you up on the internet and make sure that nothing is wrong, or they're not doing anything illegal, or they want to find out more about you without having to actually meet you yet. And so you need to double check everything that you're typing on the internet. You need to make sure that pictures are appropriate to be on there, and you need to make sure all of this is happening, because when you do try to get a job, you want that employer to know that you are a serious person and that you can be responsible. Another thing is to share your expert knowledge. If you have an answer to a question or you know where you can get it, let other people know. Let them know that you have that answer, and it'll help them out, and it's just courteous. Another one is to keep flame wars under control. A flame war, or flaming as it's called, is basically when people get into arguments about certain subjects and they hold no emotion. It's not necessarily a bad argument, but they are standing up for what they want to believe in. And so it really helps out the subject. So if you try to go into a website, try not to use all capital letters or let people think that you are ignorant. It will help your look too. Also, that will go along with making yourself look good. Also, respect other people's privacy. If you do see something on there that is personal to another person, let them know that it's on the internet. Let them try to go correct it. Don't invade other people's privacy. Don't try to get into business that you are not welcome in. The ninth one is don't abuse your power. The internet is for research and for your use. So don't go on the internet and think that you control everything, because you don't at all. And also be forgiving of other people's mistakes. If someone makes a typo or an error about information, don't go on there and commit a flaming war with them, because it's just rude and it doesn't make you look good. So if you were to do it in private or just message them and be like, hey, you need to correct this, then it would be perfectly fine. Another law that has come up is the copyright law, and copyright is the exclusive legal right to reproduce, publish, sell, or distribute the matter and form of something, such as a literary, musical, or artistic work. This is basically just protecting authors of information, that way they can get credited, and they have to be credited. The Copyright Act of 1976 provides copyright protection for any original work of an authorship that are fixed in a tangible medium of expression, which means that if they are copyrighted for their information, you have to acknowledge that they are the author of that. They did that. And so basically when you're researching or when you find information that you are going to publish with your own, then you have to know that that person gave you that information. Along with the copyright, there is a law that is broken over and over and over again. It's called plagiarism. And this is very common in colleges or schools, any high school, any middle school, you know. We don't spend a lot of time going over this like we should, I don't believe, because people are taking information and calling it their own so easily. So the definition of plagiarism, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is the act of stealing or passing off the ideas of words or of another as one's own without crediting the source. In 2010, Donald McNabb did a experiment with undergrad students to admit they have plagiarized in the past. He is a professor at Rutgers University. And his report showed that a total of 10% of undergrad students admit to committing plagiarism. Another one that he did 3 years later said that 38% of college students admit to committing plagiarism within the first year. And that half of those students don't even think that they did anything wrong, and that the way that they use the information shouldn't be used against them. They think that it's not really that big of a deal, so they don't think that they did anything wrong, and they don't think it's it should be considered plagiarism. And then 87% of all students admit to using the copy and paste method on one or more assignments in their lifetime. The copy and paste method is literally when you're writing a paper, you click it, copy it, go into your paper, click and paste it, without citing the source. And that's a very big part of plagiarism. That's basically saying that you made all of that understanding up instead of them helping you. But even though that there are a lot of laws and rules and regulations that you need to follow, there's also preventions that can help you. With school systems now, they all have, most of them have situations where students will do that to themselves without really thinking that the teachers can catch it. So a lot of schools are now using online resources to run papers through, and that resource, what it does is it goes through the internet and matches everything that it possibly can to see if that student is plagiarizing or if that student had cited that source in the paper. It's basically making sure that students aren't using other students' work as their own. It runs basically either anything that has been submitted previously or any information on the internet, so it is really helpful to have. And also, most schools now have honor codes, and honor codes are statements that give the students guidelines as to what the school will accept. In a study including 31 different colleges, 43% of students whose school did not have an honor code had committed plagiarism. And that's just basically saying that if the students don't have rules to follow or guidelines, or if they don't have consequences, they will act like they don't have anything to follow by at all. And I don't think a lot of students really understand that. I think that they don't think that they're going to get caught, but really it happens to everyone. from personal experience, we didn't mean to do this. It was completely on accident. We talked to the dean and everything, but when I was in high school, I took classes at K-State Salina just for one of our summer teams. And me and a couple girls, we did the assignment together. So we all came up with the same answers. And a lot of people say, no, I bet one person just did the assignment and then you guys copied. No, we really did. We would try to figure it out on our own, and we found a website that really helped us also. And we turned our papers in, not even thinking that, oh, maybe we should tell him that, like, all of us worked on it together, because we all, I mean, when we got the papers back, we all had the same mistakes. It was the exact same paper. So it was an English comp class, and that class was actually taught by the dean of the K-State Salina. So we got a little meeting with the dean, and we told him exactly what happened, and that we didn't need to do that, and that it was a complete accident, and he was perfectly fine with it. He just said that we needed to redo it, and we needed to do it on our own, or if we did it together, we had to put our other people's names on it. So, I mean, it ended up smoothing each other out, but most of those consequences can be really serious if you actually do commit it. A lot of teachers will give you a 0 for the assignment, or maybe even give you a 0 for the class. That happened to my friend last year. He found on his paper he forgot to cite a source, and he ended up failing the class for the semester. So it is really important, and I don't believe that teachers are taking it lightly at all. So that is basically all I have about safety, legal, and ethical uses of digital technology and information. Thank you for watching.